Here we are on the set of the X Factor in Manchester, UK, and we've got two Meridian systems set up here. The first one's for Steadicam, which operates on the stage area there, and then the second one is a shoulder camera, and it operates within the arena, anywhere in the arena, to do crowd shots. This holds about 10,000 seats, so it's a, I suppose, medium to large size arena. And I was just going to go through and show you the setup that we have here. This is a fairly typical setup for this kind of environment. Receiver or camera 18 is for the crowd camera. So you can see there I've got two 205s, one at each end. One's horizontal, one's vertical. So you can see that one's horizontal and that one's vertical. And then I've also got a 105 there, so it's an omnidirectional antenna, so picking up all the signal from all the different directions. 2020 pointing up towards the roof, picking up reflections, and then I've got a 205 on the front there. That's not a standard antenna we usually send. It's a bit big and cumbersome, so it's not a usual. It's not within the kit. It's not really that necessary, to tell you the truth. If I was didn't have that, I'd use another probably 20 or 205 on the top there, pointing out towards the centre of the arena. But the important thing here is that you want all the antennas to be different. That's the key, is there's no point two antennas picking up the same signal. So as long as each of the antennas are different polarization, pointing in a different direction, looking for something that another antenna is not going to pick up, that's the real key here. So as long as you've got a random variety of antennas, that's what you're trying to achieve. So out of this receiver, we're coming out HDSDI, which is going into the OB truck and being synchronized there through a frame store. I'm also coming out composite of these receivers, and I've just got two little monitors down here. The composite signal's down converted. It's not a particularly clever down converter. It's just an engineering port, really. So it shows you've got a picture. It's certainly good enough to see if you've got breakup or you've got issues with the camera, or sorry, with the signal. So yeah, running 12 volts up to that, HDSDI out, composite out, and that's receiver 18, and then camera 17, which is the Steadicam. He's operating only on the stage area, so I've got, again, you can see a 105 at the top there, two 2020s to the side, and then 205 on the bottom there. And again, polarizations are different. One's horizontal, one's vertical. One's horizontal, one's vertical. And of course the Omni on the top. 12 volts in, HDSDI out, composite out for local monitoring. Put those on some light stands, put them a bit higher than that actually when we start recording, just to get some height on them. So that's the receiver setup. Here we also have the telemetry as well. So here you can see I've got a telemetry transceiver for the Steadicam, and then there's another one just taped up there, which is for the shoulder camera. Again, 12 volts in to run these things. It's got a Hirose 8-pin output at the bottom of these. We're converting that to Cat5 and then running that to the OB truck. You can also run this over audio cables. We do a cable that splits it out to two audio. The audio is sometimes more convenient because in these kind of situations there's usually an audio loom run, so we don't have to run an extra cable. We can jump into the audio department. The impedance of audio cables is not great for sending data, so the Cat5 does work a lot better for longer distances. Anything more than about 100 meters, I'd suggest you probably better to use Cat5. Cat5 goes hundreds of meters. Never had an issue with it not working. So you can either convert that to Cat5 or audio, and then you can see the same thing is happening. Sorry, where is it here? So that's the other one there. So that's two lots of Cat5 running back into the OB truck, and then at that end these are converted back to 8-pin Hiroses and plugged into the back of the RCP. So there's a cable that looks similar to this, and it converts the Cat5 back to the 8-pin. So that's the telemetry coming back from the RCPs, and then on the actual camera, which I'll show you in a sec, is the other end of the telemetry and the transmitters.